Shalom to Rabbi Dr. Moshe Friedman, community rabbi of the New West End Synagogue in Baywaster, UK.
Hi, shalom.
So tell us please how your community, the Jewish community in the UK, is feeling and is influenced and affected by the coronavirus crisis.
It's a very tough situation. We are currently closing down all of our synagogues, all of our educational activities, all of our social events that had been planned. And most painfully of all of the smachot, except for weddings, which the Office of the Chief Rabbi has ruled can take place under very strict rules in order to ensure that people who had weddings booked can get married. However, we ourselves have a bar mitzvah that we were planning as a family just after Pesach. And part of our role at the moment is to help families who had smachot to deal with the fact that they will not be able to hold those smachot in synagogues. Not only that, but we are not allowing any rabbis from our communities to facilitate private minyanim in other people's houses, because this would cause all sorts of problems. We would have people, unfortunately, coming together in ways that is not advisable at the moment, and this is mamash pikuach nefesh.
And all these regulations are seen as halachic and rabbinic rulings.
That's correct. And the Office of the Chief Rabbi has taken advice directly from the Chief Medical Officer of England, and he himself is one of the world's greatest experts in virology and pandemics. So we have been given the best advice from the best medical authorities that we could possibly go to. And this has been the ruling of the Dayanim of the London Beth Din and the Chief Rabbi himself.
And so what practically are you involved in these days?
At a very community level at the moment, we're all in shock. I think everyone else is as well. But we really are pulling together in the most phenomenal ways. There are, of course, great difficulties. Many people who would have been away for Pesach are now at home. Some of those people have not made Pesach before, and we're trying to help them, and we're trying to find out exactly what the needs are. Centrally at the United Synagogue, our communities are all pulling together in order to make sure that the most vulnerable people are really taken care of, and pooling our resources to make sure that we can provide basic needs such as food and drink for Pesach, to make sure that people can make a Seder in their homes. We're also giving encouragement to one another, because all of our communities, all of our rabbonim and our rebbitzins are really feeling the pressure at this moment to do our best to continue working as communities without being able to connect directly with people. And that has been the hardest thing for us.
So how do you answer community members, students who come to you and say, Rabbi, what does God want from us?
It's very, very tough, because our biggest strength is that we look after the most vulnerable. We bring them into our communities. We connect with them personally. And that has now become our biggest weakness. So the question is, what does Hashem want from us? I think what he wants is for us to pull together in other ways, to ensure that we don't take things for granted, to make a bracha on the fact that we still have wonderful things in our communities that can bring us together. And we just have to be creative in managing all of that, and recognizing that we're not in control. We might think that we're in control, but we're really not. We have to have even more emunah and bitachon to help one another get through this and pull together. I don't think anyone has experienced anything like this, possibly since World War II. In our generation, in most of our living memory, we are going to have to work very hard to ensure that we provide the care and attention to members of our communities and to one another, even more so than we have ever done before, and really come out of this recognizing the preciousness of life, how precious life is, and not to take anything that we've had for granted at all.
Rabbi Dr. Moshe Friedman speaking to us from the UK. Thank you very much, and we wish you all good health and success.
Thank you, and to you too.